MSD podcast, Q&A, how does the business side of the Todd Group work and how do the Todd Group depot instructors fit into it? The Todd Group, like the Baldock Institute before us, has always been a private specialist training provider. Initially, when I took over the Baldock Institute from Harry, I operated it as an incorporated society with an executive that I was the president of. And all fees and funds went to the incorporated society and were spent on running expenses and the purchases of equipment and training resources. The Master Chief Instructor is the Director of Training and is responsible for the entire operation of the Todd Group. This works very well for us, with the Chief Instructor having to be a qualified Master Instructor before being able to assume the position and status of the Todd Group HQ Master Chief Instructor. The Master Chief Instructor is responsible for taking care of the doctrine and the development of skills and training packages, as well as the training and management package. It is all about dedication and commitment more than being a hobby or being just a job. There are important conditions and requirements in regards to the protection of the intellectual property and especially the restricted content. There are many responsibilities in regards to being the Master Chief Instructor. Obviously, there are expenses with conducting training and operating facilities. However, the most important thing is the provision of the best training tactics and skills for the people we train. For many years, the School of Self-Defence, part of the Todd Group, was operated as an incorporated society that I was the president of and with an executive. All the funds from fees went into the running of the training group and no one profited from it. Over the years, a lot of the duties and a huge responsibility had to be taken on board by myself as people got busier. And it was then that the executive decided that I take control of the incorporated society and run it as my own business. I had already purchased the intellectual property and all the equipment from Harry Baldock when I took over. Returning to the model of being a private specialist training provider worked well under the command and control of the Master Chief Instructor, and with such a strong team of loyal and dedicated people around me, I had a lot of assistance and support with training initiatives and all other undertakings. In regards to the Todd Group depots, it has really been a natural progression with exponents training, testing, qualifying, achieving rank, and deciding they wanted to begin training provision in the country or city they came from. The pathway to becoming instructor qualified is simple. Pass a Phase 1 basic test, request to become an assistant instructor, undertake assistant instructor training, and pass testing, along with undertaking instructor under assessment training and passing testing. Depot instructors must abide by the SOPs of being a depot instructor, and that means being responsible, reliable, and of integrity. They must vet all applicant exponents and only accept those that meet the stringent training joining requirements and conditions. They must teach the skills packages in a correct and proper manner, always providing training, doing their very best to upskill and arm their understudies with the best possible skills. They must abide by all depot instructor code of conduct contracts, rules and conditions, and they must protect the restricted training as in Phase 2 advanced and Phase 3 specialist to ensure there are no observers, no attendees or participants that have not passed the required training and testing and been approved to undertake such training. Depot instructors need to be able to work with other depot instructors and with Todd Group HQ instructors. The Todd Group is about being a commitment to the people we train and a commitment to CQC training provision, more than it is about revenue, profits, and being a business. Depot instructors keep all revenue they earn from their instructing duties, and this is important. I would not be comfortable taking revenue from duties performed by depot instructors at their locations. And this business model, as I said earlier, is more about setting and maintaining of the highest possible military self-defense and military close quarter combat standards than it is about revenue. Todd Group HQ conducts its civilian training in military self-defense and military close quarters combat under the same regime as we have always conducted military CQC courses of instruction. And civilian enthusiasts need to abide by the rules, regulations, codes of conduct, and be able to take instructions and orders. All depot instructors understand that being an exponent, proponent, or instructor is a privilege and not a given right, and they are only as good as their first mistake, which could be their last mistake and end of their involvement with the Todd Group. Depot instructors, like HQ instructors and all Todd Group member exponents and proponents, must understand that if their membership is revoked, they will be persona non grata permanently. Todd Group HQ is responsible for the development of all the training packages that depot instructors deliver, so it is very important that they maintain a current status by attending regular courses of instruction. They are provided with all the required training resources and have access to equipment purchased from the Todd Group HQ. Depot instructors have the full support of Todd Group HQ and every assistance. Some depot instructors just want to train friends or family members at their residence in the garage or backyard, while others want to set up a depot and train exponents from their location. They receive all the benefits of recruiting and marketing through Todd Group HQ websites and our other sources. Dealing with disciplinary actions or with applications that require consideration, depot instructors receive total support and assistance, and the Todd Group takes full responsibility in making terminal decisions for them. Testing phases can only be conducted by Todd Group HQ, and no depot can conduct testing that is not authorised and not overseen by a master instructor or master chief instructor. My dear friend, the late Bill Hall, who served in the independent company and with Bomber Command in World War II, said I had the worst business model that he had seen. However, it was the best model he had seen for setting those high standards in military self-defense and CQC and maintaining them. Through being involved in all aspects of my tradecraft, from the development of equipment, writing of manuals, production of training resources like DVDs, and wide-ranging equipment and weapons design and manufacture, there have to be many strings to the bow in order to be able to do this full-time like I have all my working life. I have also had many different businesses that I've owned over my working life that have supplemented my income and made it possible for me to travel the world, train, test and qualify. And this has been the basis of the development and the extension and expansion of the Todd Group globally. Depot instructors are fortunate, as most of the hard work, the resourcing, the skills development, the assistance support is given to them free of charge. In fact, the only time they pay for anything is when they attend courses or when they make purchases. There are many benefits in being a depot instructor and a member of the Todd Group, including reduced course fees as well as generous purchasing discounts on training resources, equipment and training weapons. Over more than 9 decades, we have learnt a lot, not only in relation to the conducting of training and running of facilities, but also in relation to human nature, traits, character flaws, and how to deal with such issues, to the point where our operating training model works well in all aspects. Depot instructors receive the benefits of our long history and our establishment and proven methods of conducting training and overseeing facilities. It is very black and white, and there is no grey area. As long as depot instructors abide by depot instructor rules, regulations, conditions and codes of conduct, always doing their best to provide the best training for their understudies, then their major focus can be on their own training and their instructing and training provision to their depot understudies. There can be no doubt of their exponents' standards, achievements of rank and status, as it is independently assessed and tested by HQ. They must be selfless types, but they also must be able to make the hard decisions, even if they're not popular, because it's about more than just being an exponent, proponent or instructor. It's about the group and the integrity of the group, and all members, including instructors and depot instructors, must protect the good name and integrity of the Todd Group, formerly the Baldock Institute, established in 1927. The Todd Group over the decades has increased in scope and resources. We now have our own training camp near Dunedin Airport, as well as satellite training facilities, including in our hub country of Thailand. We have a headquarters building in central Dunedin. Being one of the 2 directors of the International Close Combat Instructors Association, Todd Group members have the privilege of association and connections with members of the International Close Combat Instructors Association that are allied, highly skilled and highly ranked instructors, senior instructors and master instructors. Being a member of the headquarters organisation where the skills are developed and the exponents are proven and where you achieve rank is very important to our rank and file, and it's something that the lifers take very seriously. This has been a brief outline of the Todd Group's operational model for depot instructors and how it is overseen by Todd Group HQ.